Hey everyone, so today we are going to talk about food addiction, and I think this is a very good subject to start on because for me, this is what really got me going. This is what really got me on my path. For example, why listen to me? Well, spoken like the true, I guess if you would call, or I called myself, a fat person, I know what it's like to go through addiction and food addiction and giving that up. And the reason why I'd say diets felt like they weren't working is because I couldn't stick to them. And part of the fallacy of thinking you can't lose weight or whatever, it's because you're not willing to give up that food addiction. And the other part of it is trying to get help from a lot of people or seeing your friends or doctor's advice. It's like, well, just eat healthier. And it's like, well, I do eat healthier. I was not the person who, bought a lot of fast food or ate a bunch of processed foods. That was not my struggle. Where it was kind of binging and overeating and an emotional side of things. So no doctor knew how to help me with that or to teach me how to fix that. So that's what we're going to do. And it's 3 simple, very laid out ideas of how to overcome that. And so that's what we're going to go into, but explaining a little bit more because easier said than done, right? That's why, if you are struggling with food addiction, that's why you're struggling with it, because it's not the food. A lot of us know what to eat or what to do or have an idea, but you can't keep it, or starting a diet that maybe you can last for about 2 weeks or a detox, but somehow you keep ending up into this old habit or bad pattern. I knew for me, to give you guys an example, I would go to the gym and kill myself, where if I would go sometimes twice a day or be there between 2 and 3 hours, and I would kill myself at the gym, just kill myself. And I would feel like maybe for 5 days I would eat completely perfect, I guess, in my own way. And then I'd get on the scale and it would maybe be down 1 or 2 pounds, or then it looked good, but then I'd lax a little bit on the weekend. Oh, well, I did good, or it says down 5 pounds. Well, then I guess I could eat that chocolate piece of cake or, whatever. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just giving an example of some kind of food or whatever you like, French fries. I don't know, because the weekend came and your friends are going out and you want something, or your family ordered pizza and you want pizza too. You thought, well, I worked hard all week, this shouldn't be a problem. And then come Monday again and you hop on that scale, you've lost no weight at all, or very little, and you're thinking, why am I working so hard if I can't even make it through a week? And that's what went through my head. And finally, I kind of put my foot down and said, I've got to figure this out. And it wasn't until I was ready, but then when I was, that's when I really needed to make this decision. And it clicked to me, which is, it's basically like the idea, how do alcoholics, stop being alcoholics, or drug addicts, drug addiction. How do they overcome those? You have to go through detoxing, and that's just what you have to do. It's to not do it. Now, the emotional side of that can be extremely hard, but that's what you're going to have to do. But I must say, the way I made it easier for myself is I told myself 3 days, 3 days. Let's just see if you can make it 3 days without giving in, cheating in some way, whether that's for you stopping by that candy bowl at work, having an extra piece of chocolate, eating just a little bit more dinner when you know that you're full, whatever that is for you, overeating too many pieces of fruit in a day. That was even me at one point. A lot of times it's not how healthy or not healthy you're eating, because if you watch technically skinny people, I see them eat way more unhealthy items than me to people who eat extremely healthy, it has more to do with the calorie intake. So anyways, what I did here is I said for 3 days, just no, for 3 days, you're not going to give in to any of this. And the first day was kind of like rough, but it wasn't that big a deal. You know, I was like, okay, just go to bed early, drink a lot of water or whatever. Day 2 was harder. A little bit, everything was calling my name, this and that, and paying attention, especially because I had set myself this goal, or, you know, maybe there ended up being a pizza party at work or something where you're like, oh, but I told myself after 3 days, you can have whatever you want. And that third day seemed to be really, really challenging, but almost easy too, because I had said no so many times. It was kind of harder to say no, but on the other end, it was kind of easier too, because I'd proven myself that I could make it through 2 days. And so I said, tomorrow, on that 4th day, you can have pizza, you can have whatever you want. You just got to make it through today. And the funny thing is I made it through that day, and when I woke up the next day, I was so excited that I had made it 3 days that I kind of went through that 4th day and I didn't really have any cravings at all. And I just kind of felt like, hey, if you can make it 3 days, let's make it 4. And if you can make it through 4, let's make it 5. And you know what? You've never made it through a full week. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. And I didn't set it up against weight. I didn't set it up against anything. I just felt great that I could challenge myself that way, that I felt in control of food rather than feeling like it was controlling me. And I just said, no, 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 no. And somewhere in there, I think I did end up eating a cookie or something by Monday. And when I had it, that cookie did not taste as good as making it through those days had taken me. And that's when I really said, okay, I'm ready to get serious about this thing. And especially the other part of food compared to alcohol or drugs. A lot of times you just take out that component. Well, with food, you still have to eat food. So it's hard, or to allow yourself to have a little bit of that, whatever draws you, pizza, ice cream, fries, comfort foods, fatty foods, like a lot of meat. I don't know. But doing those things did not feel as good as it felt when I was in control. So second of all, you really have to identify emotionally, why is this happening to you? Where is this coming from? Where is it weaker? Is it during the day? Is it because you're passing through all these fast food restaurants and all you can think about is it would taste so good? Is it late at night when you're anxious and your mind and everything else gets quiet and all those bad thoughts or feelings start to come into your head? You know, what is it that makes you do that? And for a long time, I didn't really even know until I had gone without feeding that emotion and feeding that control for a long time, that it made me realize it was back to when I was a kid. I'm fine all day long, but then at night is where I kind of just feel snacky. It's that anxiety. It was kind of a comfort. And I had to learn how to break that and to do other things, to choose health and fitness. Maybe it was sometimes just to get my mind off it. Sometimes it was going for a walk. Sometimes it was calling up a friend and saying, you know, I'm having a rough day. And, you know, other times it was because I was really stressed out about something at work or something I needed to get done. And I would go do that and I would feel so much better because I did what was causing me that anxiety. Third thing is, don't just busy yourself. Don't just turn it into another bad habit. Make it a good one and really dealing with that emotion. Yes, health and fitness are good. Getting rid of bad things, adding good things in. But sometimes I even found that I would, I don't know how to put it. It's not that they were bad, but sometimes I just wouldn't deal with the anxiety, so it kept growing or bugging me each night. But I wasn't facing it and saying like, okay, what is this? What's going on? Is it at work? Is it my husband? Is it my, You know, is it my job? Is it because I'm not doing what I want to do as a person? Those things really do matter and to come into play. And second of all, you have to, or third, and the most important thing is you have to prepare for the bad days. Because guess what? They're going to happen. Because maybe you can figure it out. And when things are going great, but there is things that send you for a loop. Maybe somebody cheated on you. Somebody died in your family. Somebody's really hurting. Someone said something really mean to you. You lost your job. And then all of a sudden, all those things that you worked for and all the things that you were striving for, sometimes it doesn't feel worth it anymore. It feels like, why bother? Why am I doing this? And how to get yourself through those times, because they're going to happen. And I learned, for me, there were times when I needed to just almost feel like I was going to give into that or nothing else, that I prepared myself to have a case of blueberries on hand, a bunch of vegetables cut up. So if I felt in that gnawing mode where I just had to feed that kind of addiction, or where people chew gum instead of smoking, that I had that. But at least where before I would have gone and eaten 4 pieces of a pizza from Pizza Hut, or I would have eaten a whole little pint of ice cream and ate 800 calories, I learned to have the blueberries and to have those veggies for those times when nothing else is really going to help me get through those rough days, except for to do that. And it can be different for you. Maybe it's having, you know, some tea on hand. Maybe it's just, you know, whatever to make it through those tough days, because most of the time meditation, everything else works. But when you're stuck and you need to just go to bed, maybe it's a sleeping pill or whatever. Maybe it's a person you can call, whatever it needs to be for you. You need to have it. And then, you know, a lot of times when I'm feeling that way, boom, it means get to the gym. It means go play volleyball. It means laugh, smile, have a little fun, and burn myself out, burn that anxiety out until I can crash. And then when it doesn't feel so bad and the light at the end of the tunnel starts to come back, then it's time to deal with that and say, okay, we need to, you know, we need to dig into this. We need to settle into this. And, you know, you can't have these emotions forever. Yes, this person hurt your feelings, or you really are upset about this, but we need to start to do something about it. And then once you can, and you can see the big picture again, it's easier to keep everything going, but then you didn't blow it, and then you're not starting over again, because life's going to happen. That's a part of the journey and going through things. So I hope that helps you guys. That is what really changed my life in dealing with addiction. And now I don't deal with it anymore. And that's how I got healthy and skinny. Now my weight has more to do with health issues and trying to get back my mobility, because I just wasn't able to do anything. But I feel control over food now, and it feels great. And I've had a lot of rough days, and I've had a lot of really good days too. So I hope that helps.